Everything still seems up and running. Uh, uh, yeah.
Yo, what's up, everybody, and welcome to another wonderful episode of the ADHD Gamer Podcast. Today is February 28th, and this is episode 50, our very first live show. I am one of your hosts, Mike McMahon, and as always, today I am joined by Mr. Adam Hammonds.
How's it going, guys?
And Mr. Devin Joyce.
Hey guys.
You can stay unmuted now, Adam, by the way. That's the thing you can do. We're live now, you're good. Boy, you can tell that five megabytes down is definitely your thing there, bud. Well, that's boy, you're everywhere. Oh boy, this is gonna be wonderful. It's gonna be a wonderful little thing here. How's everyone doing today, man?
I'm good. Up here in Georgia, enjoying the not as brisk weather as it was, but still nicer than Florida.
Devin?
You know what? I'm doing pretty good. I got a Sunday off, which is very rare.
That's why we are doing this literally later. Normally we don't record. Normally we record about, oh, you know what I did? Oh, I fucked up. Yeah, I definitely fucked up. I'm sorry. I didn't hit the record button while we were streaming. That's my fault. So, hey, for all of you that just started, hey, this is the ADHD Gamer Podcast. This is episode number 50. We're doing a live show while doing this, and I didn't hit the recording button while the streaming button. I'm glad I seen that while we were doing this. So, sorry, everyone. But, hey, you know who we are. We fuck things up, and we just keep it going. Yeah, this is Adam. This is Devin. You guys know us. And, yeah, you can find us on all podcast services as normal. God, this hosting's going bad today. It'll be all right. Adam's got 5 megabytes down. My hosting is down, and Devin's just got a really pixelated camera over there, so everything's going pretty strong today, as you can tell. Gentlemen, so it's been a good week. Hey Devin, what is your did you end up getting your PS5 in?
Yes, and before I go into that, may I just say caca, sir?
Oh, thank you for that. Thank you for that signal. Thank you for caca indeed for both. Okay, yes. Thank you. That means the stream does going well, so we're good. Thank you for that.
I managed to get a PlayStation 5 ordered, which was terrifying. It was I didn't think I was going to get one. I managed to get one through Best Buy of all places. It was supposed to get here yesterday. I got a notification on like Tuesday that it was in.
Mm-hmm.
So I've had it for a couple of days now, and it is, oh my god, it's so nice. It's super fun. It looks so good on the TV. I've been playing some Demon Souls, playing some Cyberpunk.
Have you been doing any? Did you kill the Astro's Playroom like I did?
I played it. I have not platinumed it.
You should, dude. That's a fun game to. That's a fun game to go through.
It is. It's very enjoyable. I want more games like that. It's a good throwback. Most
definitely. Yeah, man. It's that game. Like I said last week, is it's a blast of a little platformer. It's a blast enough where it made me go buy not Astro's Playroom, Sackboy: A Big Adventure, because I was wanting another 3D platformer like almost immediately. Which I'll talk a little bit about that in a minute. But yeah, that game's a blast, man. Adam, I can't wait for you to join us in this run so you can enjoy some of this as well, because it's a thing that's really fun.
Well, Red sent me a thing that Wario said that GameStop was going to get a restock the other day.
Mm-hmm.
And I asked my wife, I was like, hey, we could get our taxes back. Can I spend this money? And it was an immediate hard no. So no PS5 for me. That's when you
just do it, man. That's when you just do it. You take the doghouse, you go sleep on the couch, bro. You just fucking do it. Just fucking do it. It's kind of, I mean, I told you my situation. My situation was kind of one of those things to where I told you I'm sitting there playing Apex at 3:30 in the morning, and my online with my brother, and it happened to be a thing of not Wario, actually. I got a person of account I follow called PS5 In Stock Alerts. I had put up an Amazon link, and I went in and went ahead and got that, and I charged it to my grandmother's card on accident. And that was a thing of me calling my brother at 4:30 in the morning and being like, hey, you think if I just pay her this, it'll be okay? Because these things are really hard to get, and I'm not just going to cancel this and try and get it again. And he was like, oh yeah. And then of course I called Amazon at 4 o'clock in the morning and they fixed everything. So, that's a good thing. Like I bitch about Amazon a lot, but at that time I was like, y'all are good to me. Thank you. So, well, with that being said, guys, I don't know if I've done housekeeping, so I'm just going to do it again. Hey, it's the ADHD Gamer Podcast. You can find us all on all podcast services. We normally talk about just video game news, what we're playing, and all kinds of good pop culture stuff as well. You can find us on all podcast services, YouTube, Facebook, the normal, Twitch, now Twitch, ADHD Gamer Podcast. Please follow us there and do your thing. We're going to try and do this more if this doesn't turn into a shit show like it has today, but it's our first one, so I guess we'll just go ahead and go with that being everybody's first stream. I would hope so. Plus it's us, so I'm not going to edit any of this out. I'm just going to keep it rolling because that's what I do and that's who we are as individuals. But guys, with that being said, let's go ahead and just hop straight into what we're playing. So I want to start with who we start? I usually start with somebody different. We'll start with Red this time. Red, let's go ahead and start with you, bud. What have you been doing this week?
Well, it has been mostly PlayStation.
Okay.
Started Cyberpunk. Felt real not into it when I started. It's growing on me. I'm enjoying it. Playing through some Demon Souls, which is kicking my butt, and I'm loving it. And then I played not the entire thing, but the first portion of Project Triangle.
Oh, the Octopath people's new game.
Yeah.
Great.
Yep. I played enough of it that I could talk about it on this show. I basically played until I got to the point where I was like, I'm probably going to buy this game. I don't need to play the demo. Demon Souls.
Yeah, that game is so that I played a little bit of that. As you guys know, I love Octopath Traveler. Octopath Traveler is probably one of my favorite RPGs of all time. I've talked about it multiple times about how the soundtrack is probably one of my favorite OST of all time. I've actually put Devin onto it in the last couple weeks, and I've seen him posting about it and how great it is. I tried to tell you, that fucking soundtrack is amazing, man. I listened to it while mowing yesterday. So that's a thing that I do now because I'm an adult. Yeah, and when I was playing Project Triangle Strategy, that gave me, which I for some reason I hope they keep the name, just because it's kind of one of those things like, man, just keep the name now at this point, which they may, because Octopath Traveler was called Project Octopath Traveler. So I have a feeling that it'll stay. And if it does, it's fine. I think Triangle Strategy is a good name for a game. But I got massive, and you can tell me if I'm wrong here. I don't know if you played this as well. I got a lot of Final Fantasy Tactics vibes off that game. Yeah. Which was just good because that's what a lot of people were wanting, or is that that Final Fantasy Tactics. I don't want to say clone, but clone.
I had a couple of notes jotted down on it.
Okay.
Couple of good things, couple of bad things.
Okay. I mean, everybody also remember while he's talking about this and he's talking about the cons or the pros or whatever you want to call it, try and remember that this is also a demo. This is also a very, 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 I'm going to use emphasis on the word very, early demo. This ain't even going to be out till, I think they said 2022, but possibly early 2023, depending on how COVID treats development for developers. Yeah. Go ahead.
First of all, beautiful music. Love the music. It's very good.
Gonna end up being another soundtrack that I listen to probably profusely. Yeah. I have a feeling.
Yep. The art style is great. Love the art. The environment, the character designs, everything was very pretty. Everything was very well done.
So, do you know what they're calling that? They have
like
HD 2D. That is they, like, it's weird to say they created a new genre of 2D, but that game is like, Octopath was the first of it, and I think that's what all their games are going to be like, and I love it.
Now, here's a weird critique for you. The water was bad. Yeah,
it's how Octopath was in the very beginning. Yeah. They actually had to patch. Excuse me, I apologize. They had to patch some effects in or something, I believe, if I remember right. Was it the first patch?
The thing that got me is the environment is that HD 2D.
Yeah.
Very pretty, very hand drawn looking, and then you have this weird like advanced, shiny, shimmering, like 3-dimensional water. I just want a hand painted water. Like, don't give me like super realistic water. Just give me like a flat, like hand drawn water to match the map.
I could see that.
And then sorry,
Octopath. No, you're fine. Octopath's water was kind of that. I'm not sure if you remember, but been playing it recently and been looking at that water. It looks great. I love how that we're talking about water on this podcast, but yeah, it looks great, and I mean everything looks better now than when it did. But we're also what 2, 3, maybe 4 years out from this point through the whole thing. So, all right, go ahead. I'm sorry.
The only other real well, this is another dumb critique, and I realize it's real early on, so it's probably not the final product. Half of the voice acting was real good.
Mm-hmm.
Half of the voice acting was real bad.
Like real bad.
Like half of it was like people putting their heart and soul into the lines, and half of it was people reading lines.
Yeah, and that's, I mean, if you played Octopath, that's kind of how that was to an extent. And I hope they fix it. Well, once again, let me go into the caveat that I love how I'm using big words now. Caveat's a big word for me. I love how, think about the fact that we're still very, 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 very early into that demo. That is a demo, I can't really emphasize that enough because it's a demo. That's what a demo is supposed to do. It's just supposed to show you the beginning of things. And then you, of course, like you're doing now, you voice your opinions, and then developers hopefully catch on to that stuff and fix it. Cause I'm sure you're not the only person that has voiced opinions. But yeah, man, that's great.
Go ahead. I like fish eggs as much as anyone. I don't understand why you're bringing up caviars and whatnot.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, fish eggs are good, man. Caviar's pretty good. Dude, I just want you to know that I think Adam should have 5 meg down internet at all times, because
it is very entertaining.
It's very entertaining the whole time, just to see him partially smile and then want to say something and be like, nah, it's going to be way too laggy. I'm just going to shut up. It's great. It's great.
The only two other real critiques I have, it's not even really critiques. Their exploration system between battles, great. I absolutely loved it. It adds just enough fresh air into that genre to like make it enjoyable.
Mm-hmm.
And then their 3 belief system that they did, I thought was real cool.
Yeah, it almost reminded me a little bit of, I don't want to say that. So Fire Emblem 3 Houses is one of my favorite games of all time.
Oh yeah.
I
love that series.
Yes. And believe it or not, Fire Emblem 3 Houses, well, actually Fire Emblem Warriors was my very first Fire Emblem, which I guess is not really a Fire Emblem. But then Fire Emblem 3 Houses was my first actual Fire Emblem. And fell in love with it. So now I will play every Fire Emblem that drops. I love their 3 house system that they did in that game. Where you choose, you got to recruit, you got to do stuff. I have a feeling this is going to be very, very, it's going to be like tactics mixed with Octopath, to where, if you remember right, you had 8 different storylines in Octopath. I have a feeling this is going to be one storyline, but then with a lot of characters mixed in. But it's going to be I'm hoping it's going to be a good game, man, because the demo was a blast. So, all right, man. You been doing anything else besides that? I think that might be a podcast title. I love that.
No, I've just been putting a bunch of time into the PlayStation.
That needs to be
ships, basically.
That needs to be the name of this game, actually. That's fucking great. I love that. Adam, if you can't see, he just typed in the word Tactopath to Twitch, and that's why I'm looking at that. I was like, he didn't put it inside of the show doc like you do. He just put it in the thing so you can't see it. So me and him are on an inside joke here, and you just can't tell.
Oh, great, thanks.
Put it, dude.
Over
if you do
Team 5 meg over here.
Yeah, Team 5 meg. Put that inside the show doc so he can see that.
Yeah.
Adam, please tell me you're doing the thing where you do the description while we're doing this.
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah,
okay.
I got nothing else to do over here in 5 meg land.
Great. Cool, man. So, Adam, what have you been playing? I know you said you weren't really going to be doing much video game stuff-wise.
Yeah, I played a little bit of Overwatch the other day on the PC, and then I played some Hades on the way up here.
As you do.
On the way up here, as I do, for a little bit, and then took a nap, and then Courtney made me drive the rest of the way, as I do. So I
Because you're the man. That's how that goes, man. I hate to say.
yeah,
Welcome,
pretty
welcome,
much.
welcome.
Just recently, she started driving, and she didn't drive as far as I wanted her to after working a 10-hour day, but it's okay. But played some Hades. I finally fucking made it to Theseus and the Bull, and they fucking killed me again. Because last time I made it just to the Minotaur
hmm
and beat him, and then died the next playing. Made it all the way to Theseus and fucking died. So I'm getting closer, as you do with roguelikes. You know, you never win. You just get better and better each run.
Right.
Better each run.
Right.
I'm getting there, and I was really hoping to at least get through one run this week, but Wednesday was my day off, and I had a bunch of errands to run, and then set up here. I didn't get as much in as I wanted to, but we still she's driving back tomorrow because it's during the day, so she's fine driving during the day.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna try and get in a good couple runs tomorrow. It's 6.5 hours, so
Awesome. Well, that'll be
that's about it.
yeah, that'll be a fun process. I mean, are you still no clears on Hades?
No clears.
Jesus, Adam,
I know.
Jesus. We got to work on that.
But on other nudes.
Cool. I'm about that. If you want to send me something about that. Also podcast title, Other Nudes.
Yes. So up in Georgia, and as Michael, I'm sure you're aware, and Red, I'm sure you too, store called Micro Center.
Yes.
They have one about an hour away from where I am right now. And we have no plans today, so I might throw her in the car and go up there.
Cool. And what I would do is, even if she doesn't want to go, just don't throw her in the car and still just go up there.
Just go.
Just go up there. Listen, man.
Yeah.
Listen, let me tell you.
Look around, babe.
Let me tell you a little bit about marriage that I've learned. If my wife doesn't want to do something, I'm still gonna go do it. The worst thing is, there's a couch behind me, as you can whatever over here. I will sleep there. I have no issue with sleeping on that bad boy. It's no issue at all. So,
Yeah.
but that's. I mean, she'll go. I know she will. But yeah, that'll be a fun process of I've never been to a micro center, but I always see like Jasu Sense and Linus and all of them talk about micro centers and how cool they are, and that would be a cool thing where I would definitely want to go to one day. Because we don't
just remember they're commission based, so everything with a grain of salt.
Oh yeah, because they're I forgot about that. Yeah, don't say this if it will get you in trouble. Best Buy is not. You're commission based, correct? At Best Buy?
Nope.
No commission based. Okay.
No, it used to be. But that was like 20 years ago.
I thought I remembered that it was. That it was at one time. Okay.
Yeah.
I know that when I was there was talks about going back to it, but
I definitely forgot that you worked at Best Buy. I
worked there.
I definitely forgot that.
Yeah,
Wow.
for 4.5 years.
Which one did you work at? Lakeland?
Lakeland.
Well, shoot. So nothing. That's about it for you this week, playing wise.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, go ahead.
Work has just really been kicking my ass lately. So
know the pain, bud.
Work, come home, and sleep. So,
I knows the pain, and it sucks pure asshole, every single bit of it. So I've been.
But we've been. Sorry, one last thing. We've been watching Soul Eater. It's like Courtney's favorite show, favorite anime, and I've never seen it. So we've been watching that. So that's been a lot of coming home and just eating dinner and watching 2 or 3 episodes of Soul Eater, then pretty much going to bed.
So you've never seen it, so you're in for a thing. That anime is amazing. It's one of my favorites as well. For those who just joined us, welcome to the ADHD Gamer Podcast. Normally, we are not all messed up, as you see. Adam's glitchy. Normally, it's not like this. That will definitely change as we go. So, if you try to watch us later, but anyway, so now we're on to me. I've told you guys, I believe I told you guys last week I platinumed Astros is my first platinum on PS5. And this week I had the very good privilege of playing and beating Miles Morales. God, the game, dude, is so great. It's so good. It's so good, and it's the perfect length for a video game. Like when I get 4 missions in and I'm already seeing 40% completion, I'm like, yes, that's what I need for me, a 30-year-old adult that works and has 3 kids. This is the perfect length of a video game for me. Just simply because of time, just time and spending time, you know. I've had a blast with it, man. What's that?
No, I was disagreeing with
Oh,
you.
okay.
That's a good length of a video game.
It is. It was like a 12-hour experience. Like 10, I wouldn't even say that. I'd probably say I'd say 10 to 12 hours. Actually, I can look on my app right now. I can probably actually tell you while I'm pulling this up. But it's been a fun experience. I'm 2 trophies away from platinuming. It's to the 2 trophies are basically stuff I can do in New Game Plus. And finish that up, and then, or I'm like I'm a couple away, but anyway, finish that. I'm gonna platinum that, and then I'm gonna go over to, and like I said, I'm okay with doing a New Game Plus because it's so short of a game that I'm okay with going to do that. You know, if it was I believe if y'all both played the Spider-Man, right? Y'all both played original Spider-Man. That was a lot longer of a game, if you remember. That was a full-fledged video game. This is more like a what do we call it? Uncharted Lost Legacy spin-off type situation. And Miles Morales was definitely
DLC, smaller than a game.
Right, correct. But like, because you know with the design and stuff, they didn't have to have the city of New York already designed because they already had it designed. They didn't have to design it. They already had it designed from the old game. They just brought those sprites and stuff into that. And it was man, God, the game is so fun, man. I love it. Like I'm not wanting to finish the New Game Plus because I'm going to want to continue playing, because man, swinging through the city at 60 at 4K 60 is a thing of like, man, God, this performance mode is so good. And I'm glad I didn't do the thing that I was going to do, which was play it on PS4. I'm so glad I didn't do that, because they added a performance ray tracing mode where it gave you ray tracing plus performance mode. So you got 60 plus the ray tracing. So that was able to, so you were able to do everything with that. And that was so good, dude. So good. Yeah, it's a blast, man. I can't wait for y'all to, if you're into that. Are y'all thinking about, I know, Adam, I know me and you have talked about when you get yours, you're going to probably end up playing that. Red, are you thinking about that at all, or is that just not your thing?
Because of the length, I'm probably not going to buy it, but I have a buddy at work who's letting people borrow it because he's beat it.
Yeah, I mean, it's the thing is, like, here's what I'll tell you. I spent $50 on the game, okay? Mm-hmm. I'm not mad about it. If that, like, dude, I am not mad about spending $50 on that game and it only being a 12-hour experience. Like, I hate to tell everybody that, so I'm going to say a hot take for people. And if people will get mad at me about this is normally how this goes, because I'm normally the hot take guy. Red, I also believe you normally do some hot takes, which I like that I'm not the only one that does this now. Thank you for that, because I'm not going to be the only one hated on this show half the time. It's good.
I just like that ours are polar opposite most of the time.
Yeah, most of the time, yes. So the so where was I going with that? Just because a video game is short does not mean that it's bad. I want people to get that away from their heads. When this was announced, and this was announced to be a 10 to 12 hour experience, Insomniac got so much shit for that. And just because a video game is short does not mean that it's bad. And yes, now, Red, you may ask, Mike, is this game worth the $50 to you? Yes. I would honestly tell you, if I did not believe that this 12-hour experience was not worth $50. But this is me looking at you in the face right now and telling you this game is worth $50 to me. And I enjoyed it, especially because you get the PS4 and PS5 versions. So if you're on PS4, you can play that game on PS4 and it works fine at 30. You know, you've been playing games at 30. Me and Adam talked about this 2 weeks ago before I got my PS5. We've all been playing at 30 frames now for how long? You know, it's kind of a thing, like, you're just used to it at this point. You know, I played Ghost of Tsushima, one of my favorite games of all time, fully in 30 frames a second, and that game was perfect for me, you know? And yeah, go ahead. I see you.
On that note, I played Warzone the other day on the PS5.
Oh, how'd that look?
Oh, so smooth.
But did you have a 120 monitor?
I have the C9, which is
Did you?
Yeah,
But did you get a 120? Did that get a 120 update?
it's a 120 hertz.
Oh, is it? Is it? I thought it. No, the which one was I thinking about? Maybe it was the C10 that was getting a 120 update. I couldn't remember. There was something that was getting a 120 update when they talked about this. That's cool, man. That's great. It looks great. Everything's no issues.
Yeah, no issues. Super clear. Like I was seeing stuff like I was seeing people move easily. I was seeing stuff in the distance. I was like, oh my god, it's beautiful.
That's kind of how. So I bought this 144 hertz monitor, my first one I've ever had. Because the highest I've ever gotten is like I've only ever gotten 60 hertz. I've only gotten a 60 hertz monitor, and I played. I've started playing Apex real big. I told you guys about that, and I could never get kills with anything because I was just horrible. I'm horrible in Apex. And now I'm just getting them left and right. And I don't know if it's because of the smoothness, but it's definitely helping. You know, you definitely can see a lot. Frames, I can understand when people start saying the words of frames are important. You know, I start to understand that.
I'm right there with you on that. Like I went from missing like 90% of my shots to like making 90% of my shots.
Yeah. And I mean, you can move, and the smoothness just feels so much better.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I noticed that too. I'm not playing any more Apex as of right now. I'm going to this week. Another thing, I'm looking at my PS5 trying to decide what I'm getting into. Did I tell y'all? Did we discuss about Did I tell y'all about me returning my wheel and getting a new wheel?
Mm-hmm.
I did tell you guys about that. Okay.
Yeah.
I did. I'm actually doing a race right after we get done with this on some F1 2020. I'm trying to do a race like every Sunday. It's man, whew, boy, that game, that thing is still a blast to use. For nobody that knows, I have a Logitech G920 wheel and pedals, and the force feedback in that thing is just great, man. It's awesome experience. I'll never play racing games ever different. I'll never play them with a controller again after this. But the next thing I'm heading into is Sackboy's Big Adventure. I'm going to, as soon as I get done with it, I'm literally hopping right into Sackboy's when I get done with that Platinum, just because I need a 3D platformer after Astros, and there's some news later that I'm slightly sad about, but really excited about as well. So there's gonna be some stuff that I'm really happy about, and if you guys like that experience that we had with Sackboy, because we all played a little bit at Eric's house when we went over there, and then we came into and then I played it here and loved every more because I was able to play on my own stuff. Yeah, so that's gonna be my next thing. You guys got anything else that you've been really also another thing I've been doing is I've been trying to retro me a PS1 what's the word I'm looking for here? A PS1 on the go system, if you will. So I have a PSP here that has a really bad screen, and I really don't want to retro it out because I really don't want to make it my PS1 emulation device because of my screen's just really bad, and I don't want to replace it because I didn't like taking that thing apart the first time, and I don't want to do it again. Yeah, man. So that's the thing.
I told you I have one that you can play around with.
Right, but it's taken apart, right?
I mean, it's like put back together, just not correctly.
Oh, okay. So I'm literally gonna have to
duct tape.
Yeah,
like,
so I'm
wrapped around it.
like super glue in random places. So I'm gonna have to go find.
It's me. I put it together pretty well.
So why is the X button on the top?
Why is this X button in the triangle area? Yeah, so we'll have to. I'll have to. Okay, cool. So I'll do that.
If you ever want to take it apart and fuck around, I have an extra one.
Okay, I'll if you know what, I'll probably end up doing it because that's who I am as a person. Hey, is everybody still? Are we still cooking? Everything's still cooking.
Caca indeed.
Caca indeed. Okay, thank you.
Like quadruple echoes. Everything's good.
Yeah, well, but you don't have to. You do not have to listen to it if you don't want to. I just want to make sure it's still. Are you into it now?
Is it like
it would be weird if you don't have it. It would be weird if you don't have it now.
If I didn't hear everything like 3 times, yeah.
Well, hey, you know what? At least you will know what everybody is saying. There is no going about that. You're gonna hear it 4 times. Guys, so let's go into some news since we're talking about this.
Real quick before we hop into the news.
Okay.
Update on the Fantasy League.
Yeah, go ahead.
That Titty Meats ain't here today, but he is currently in the lead with 14 points.
Yeah, what did he get out of that? Well, go ahead.
He had 2 games get released last week, that being Bravely Default and Ghosts and Goblins Resurrection. So he got 9 points from Bravely Default and 5 points from Resurrection. So he's holding 14 points right now, and I am at 13 points. And Michael, you are at 5 points, and Red is at 0 because he has had nothing released yet.
Reb, what's your next game what's your first game that gets released?
Harvest Moon.
That's soon, right?
And that gets released
That's on the 2nd.
Tuesday.
Yep.
Did you pick up Story of Seasons as well?
Yep.
Okay, so you'll have both of those this week then, or I'm sorry, this month. You'll have both those this month. So my next one is looking like Outriders, the Outriders, and then of course, if nobody knows, we did a just to give everybody a heads up, we did a fantasy league between the 4 of us that are normally on the show, me, Eric, Red, and Adam. Just to give everybody a heads up of where that stands. Red has Resident Evil Village, Far Cry 6, Nier Replicant version, some numbers, Harvest Moon One World, Cuphead: The Delicious Last Course, Humankind, Shin Megami Tensei 5, Tales of Arise, Returnal, Story of Seasons, Pioneers of All of Town, and then Final Fantasy 16 Endwalker. That's a DLC, or I'm sorry, 16. Final Fantasy 14 Endwalker. That's the DLC. That's the newest DLC they talked about, right?
Yep.
Me as Wildcott Games. Has Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart, Hollow Knight Silk Song, Deathloop, Halo Infinite, The Medium, which has already scored 5 points, Kena Bridge of Spirits, which we'll talk a little bit later, Final Fantasy 16, which I still probably don't think it's going to come out, but I'm going to probably just leave it up there for now, 12 Minutes, Outriders, Axiom Verge 2, and Mario Golf Super Rush. Titty Meat Games, Eric has Horizon Forbidden West, Monster Hunter Rise, God of War Ragnarok, Call of Duty 2021, Back 4 Blood, Bravely Default 2, Psychonauts, and then Ghosts of Goblins Resurrection. And then Adam at Sandwich Shop Inc. has Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild 2, new Pokemon Snap, Gotham Knights, Gran Turismo 7, which will not release, which Adam, you do know you can drop that, right?
Yeah, I just hadn't got on there.
Okay, yet. I'll say you can definitely drop that. I that's because we get unlimited will not release drops, so that's not going to count towards your drops.
I'd already dropped Gollum.
Forza Motorsport Xbox Series X that he has there. Lego Star Wars: The Skywalker Saga. It Takes Two, Little Nightmares 2, Pokemon Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl, and then Ghostwire Tokyo for him. So we'll see how that goes, and we'll keep everybody updated on where that is.
I actually had to drop a will not release this week. Because it notified me last night.
It was a
Destiny 2, the Witch Queen DLC.
Oh, they're not bringing that out this year. I didn't even know that was
will not release.
I didn't even know that was supposed to come out this year.
Yeah.
Okay. So, Adam, are you good now? Can we hop into news and stuff? Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
My portion of the podcast is done.
Okay. You and your 5 megs over there. So, the first story, real quick, let's just all give a small slow clap to The Legend of Zelda. It turned 35 this week. It's a wonderful thing. Thank you for all your wonderful times, and we can't wait for Breath of the Wild 2. The more surprising thing is that Nintendo has literally not done shit but talk about Skyward Sword. That is a weird situation for Nintendo, because when Mario hit Mario, I'm going to throw a hot take, and I think Zelda is just as important as Mario for Nintendo, and I have probably said that beforehand. I've probably said different than that beforehand on other shows. If you listen to us a lot, all 6 of you, we appreciate you. But it's just as important, and I am very surprised they did not do anything else. Now, don't get me wrong, it's not the end of the year yet, so we could get something by the end of the year, which I'm hoping we do.
Right, he came out and said we'll hear something later.
Well, I'm not talking about Breath of the Wild 2. I'm Breath of the Wild 2. Yes, we are going to hear about this year, but I am also thinking that we are going to get ports of because Skyward Sword was the port. I think we're going to get ports of Twilight Princess, and I do think we're going to get ports. So. And I do think we're going to get ports of Wind Waker. I think that's going to be a thing we're going to get. I don't understand how Wind Waker has not happened yet. You have a children's a console that is pushed out to children. Like, children is the main thing that you were, which it's Nintendo. The Switch is mainly out there for kids, you know. Wind Waker is the art style and everything. Like, if you remember right, when that game launched or was talked about, I remember being in GameStop actually talking to either Eric's cousin that I told you guys about, Rashad, when that was Rhino Games over there in Auburndale, or when that was talking to a couple of guys that I knew that were up there at GameStop. Everybody hated that. Everybody hated the way Wind Waker looked. And then everybody
I hate the way that Wind Waker looks.
And, well, I love the art style. And then everybody plays it, and then it's great. It's a wonderful, enjoyable little game, you know. And I'm surprised that has not came to Switch yet. You know, I'm just surprised. But Adam, I do think we're going to get that by the end of the year. I think we're going to get something, either one of those, if not both of those, and also I want to see them bring, y'all might not agree, but I want to see them bring some of the older Game Boy and Game Boy Color games back, kind of like they did with Link's Awakening.
Oracle Ages, Oracle Seasons.
Bam! I was thinking both of those in the same cart, and then put both of them in the same cart, kind of just like we did with, the Link's Awakening remake was great. That was a great. Now, don't get me wrong, it chugged on the Switch at times, but still a wonderful experience of a little game. I loved every single bit of it. So, yeah, that turned 35 this week.
Speaking of turning 35, none of us, but the
I was gonna say,
Mario
don't put me up
3D
there like
All-Stars, Mario 3D All Stars, their celebration thing. Remember that goes out of stores and off of their shop at the end of March.
March 31st, I believe, right?
Yep.
The thing,
so if you haven't picked up 3D All Stars,
just don't pick it up at all because it's a shitty collection.
Yeah.
I
never got to play Sunshine. I might pick it up just to play Sunshine.
Don't worry, you're not missing anything. Also, if you want to, if you have a GameCube, I can happily help you with playing Sunshine. No problem at all, my friend.
I don't have a GameCube.
GameCube's somewhere.
Listen. I'll say my once again. You guys know I do nothing about hot takes, but Mario 35 was done incorrectly. It was. I don't think. Don't get me wrong. They put the games where they needed to go. I just do not think it was done the way it should have been done. I think it should have been. It was literally the most half-assed port I've ever seen. You know, they put. Where's You know, what did that have in it? That had in it Sunshine. That had a 64 and that had Galaxy. Where's Galaxy? Where's Galaxy 2 at? Where's Galaxy 2 at? There's a lot of people that like Galaxy 2 better than Galaxy. So, you know, I know there's a large amount of people that think that way. You know, where's Galaxy 2 at? Where is all this stuff at? You know, type situation. I don't know. We'll see. I'm not going to say that it's shit because you should pick it up if you haven't played those games. Especially Mario 64. If you want to understand where most 3D platforming started, there you go. Go check that out. And that's kind of, there are a couple, if we were doing a video game class, there are games I would tell you that you need to go play. Like I would tell you to go play Half-Life. That way you can understand where first-person shooters actually fully came out into the world. I would tell you to play Halo because that's where console first-person shooters started. All the PS.
That's where combat evolved.
Yes. Yeah. Thank you. That was actually that was very solid, Red. But like with Halo, for instance, like for some I'm gonna make a lot of PS fanboys mad. PS fanboys swear to God that that stuff started on PlayStation. That stuff was going on PlayStation. And no, I hate to tell you, in the PS2 and Xbox generations of consoles, Halo was what started console first-person shooters, like making it feel good on a controller. And without Halo, I don't know if we would have a lot of what we have today. You know, you should play Halo. You should play Pac-Man. You should play these games because they're. I will tell you, you know. And Mario 64 is one I do believe you should play so you can get into that. So yeah, check that out. I just hope they do something for I hope they do something for Zelda like they did for Mario. There is absolutely no reason why they shouldn't. Like, absolutely no reason why they should not do that at all. They need to, you know? So, moving on. A Twisted Metal series is coming from the Deadpool and Zombieland writers. Just got any interest with you guys? No,
I love Twisted Metal. I've always loved the backstories behind all the characters. So I enjoy seeing that and seeing kind of like the origin stories of some of these people.
So I don't think it's going to be I don't think it's going to be the origin stories. So they've kind of came out, and what it's going to be, Adam, is to give you a quick little synopsis. A guy's going to be in a it's going to almost be like Mad Max, to where there's a dude in a wasteland, and he's supposed to deliver a package. And then that's kind of how that's supposed to go. And what I'm hoping is, it's like you said, I'm hoping I don't know if it's coming to Netflix. I don't remember where it's coming from. But anyway, I would like to see one episode about each character dive into a backstory. So give me a Sweet Tooth, give me an Axel, give me a this, give me a just dive into backstories.
Right.
You can do that, and I would be perfectly fine with a Twisted Metal series like that. Everybody good with that one? Yeah, I know Red's not Red wasn't a big fan of that one. Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines 2 is delayed beyond 2021 and is just never coming out. I've kind of put that on my case of just that game's not coming out. It did not look good in the beginning. They switched development studios this week. Kind of just willy-nilly, I guess. They had bad issues with the development studio. The publisher of that game is Paradox Interactive. Give me a second here. I'm looking up developer so I know the developer of that game. Hardsuit Labs is who I was thinking about. So I guess Hardsuit Labs and Paradox Interactive were having some issues. They pretty much have knocked off Hardsuit of that game. I believe Hardsuit still owns the IP, so I don't know how that works, but they're going to find a brand new development studio for that game. So we can just go ahead and say that Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines 2 will probably just not be releasing anytime soon. You guys, that's something for you?
I hear very good things about the
first one.
Yeah, about that series. I hear very bad things, as in it was unfinished, it was unpolished, but everyone who likes that series a lot, and apparently the tabletop version's real good.
I think because it was kind of like Cyberpunk was, to where it was originally a tabletop and then it became a video game, and so I have the first one on GOG, and man, that game's almost I don't want to say unplayable, but without mods,
I've tried.
Without mods, it's rough. It's rough without mods. Like it was a thing to where I was like, I need to play this game. Jonathan actually told me to play it a while back, and it was a thing of where I had to go onto YouTube and be like, what best mods for Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines, and that way I could try and play that game, type situation. Yeah, that game's just not coming out. I don't be surprised if we don't talk about that game getting canceled in the next year or so. Gran Turismo 7 was delayed to 2022. This is something that I tried to tell Adam was going to happen when he picked that game.
I was hopefully optimistic.
Adam, just that game, man, they always delay Gran Turismo, man. It's been like that since I was a kid. We were kids. They've always delaying that game. So yeah, that's a thing. If you're into that, those tires are still going to look shiny. That road's still going to look wet. Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1+2 remake, the next gen and Switch updates are coming out March 26th. Next gen will be at 120 FPS at 1080, and then 60 FPS at 4K. This is pretty big for that. I don't know if they said a thing. I don't remember if they said a thing. Actually, yes, they did. So enable for you. So if you bought the game on Xbox One and PS4 to upgrade, I think you have to pay a $10 fee, if I remember right. Because of or if you own the digital deluxe version, I believe you get the free update, and then if you don't own the digital deluxe version, I think you have to pay the $10 update. Excuse me. I think that's how it goes. Which
that's not confusing at all.
No, it's not confusing. I mean, there's been a lot more confusing ways, but I mean that's not really confusing, I guess, to an extent. I guess, but it is. I understand what you're saying. Why are you kind of having to pay more money to get a game you've already paid for? But I mean, it's only $10. But then you get into the thing like, it's only $10, huh? Well, every company, type situation. So yeah, so I'm happy it's coming to the Switch. Because I remember when this game came out, we talked about it. So Adam will be playing a little bit of that. I'm going to have him play a little bit of that on the Switch and let us know how that runs.
Yep.
Days Gone is coming to PC this spring. Another PlayStation title coming to PC. I think that's great.
Days Gone, that was the hordes of zombies, right?
Yes, that was the hordes of zombies. Actually, that got Red. Do you own Days Gone?
Technically, yes. Now.
Okay. That has
PS1 collection.
that has a PS5 update. So I did not play that on I played it a little bit on PS4 and stopped because frame rate didn't drop horrible, but it was weird playing at 30. Like that game was. I'm gonna see how it plays at 60 and see if it's like better for me. And see if I can enjoy that a little bit more. That has an update, so maybe that's something to check out. But that's good. I mean, that just means that we're gonna get more Sony games coming to PC for other people. So more people can play that game. Now, is it going to be day and date? Probably no. I don't see day and date. I don't see them releasing like God of War Ragnarok on PC and PS4 or PS5 at the same time. But I do see them doing that later on. You know, I'm surprised God of War has not dropped on PC yet. Ratchet and Clank is going to come. Ratchet and Clank is going to be free, which tomorrow. I believe it's tomorrow through April 1st. I believe. With Sony's Play at Home initiative. So, I just beat Ratchet and Clank a couple weeks ago for the first time. Yeah, go play that game, dude. That remake is great. Go play that game.
Did you see the? And I probably could just scroll and see if it's on the list here. Did you see the March PlayStation Plus games?
Yeah, it's on here. We'll talk about that in a little bit.
Cool.
Yeah, we'll talk about that here in a little bit. Actually, it's coming up actually very soon. Yeah, I have a thing for that as well. We have our Xbox Live Xbox Games with Gold for March. It's going to be Warface Breakout, available March 1st through the 31st. Vicious Attack Llama Apocalypse, which is available March 16th through the 15th. Metal Slug 3, the 1st through the 15th, and then Party Royale 3, 16th to the 31st. Kind of a weak month for that. Not really much there, but there's that for you. Your PS Plus games for March are Final Fantasy VII Remake, which is amazing. Play this goddamn game. Play it.
I just love the fact that it's coming out for free because I've literally put off buying it like every time I've seen it.
So
like, I'll just wait till it drops down to like $20.
Just so you know, that game is fully worth $60. I want you to know that ahead of time.
Yeah.
But also, there is no you don't get the PS5 upgrade. Just so you know, you're gonna play that at 30.
The PS5 upgrade doesn't come out in like June,
right? But when it gets for free now, you won't get the PS5 upgrade for that game. You're only because they're giving it to you for free, so you're gonna play the PS4 version of that game. But still worth it. You should play it. And it's free. Do your thing.
Now, if I borrow the disc from someone and install it before it's free,
no. That's not no, because you have to have the disc. You will still continue to have the disc. Now, if somebody gives you the game and you put the game into your system and then the PS5 upgrade comes and then you have the disc in the system yes, you will be able to play it. But if you just get the game, install it onto your system, give the disc back to your buddy, blah 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 blah, no, because you have to have the disc in your system. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. You're also getting Maquette, which I believe actually drops this week, and then which I think is a little first-person puzzle game. Remnant from the Ashes. Me and Red talked a little bit about this. This is the Souls-like with guns, and then the PSVR shooter Farpoint is going to be coming. I really wish I had PSVR to play that because I've heard that's pretty good. So yeah, that's your PS Plus games for March. Star Wars Republic Commando is coming to Switch and PS4 April 6th. This is pretty big news. I know a lot of people passed it over this week. If you guys aren't clear about Star Wars Republic Commando, it was a first-person kind of. How do we explain this? Did y'all play Republic Commando?
It was Halo Reach before Halo Reach.
Yeah, it was a Star Wars tactical shooter that kind of where you could give orders to your people. It was an Xbox exclusive back in the day. So it coming to PS4 and Switch is pretty big on April 6th. I believe it's going to be $14.99. It's definitely worth a pickup. I actually just sold my original Xbox copy this week for $20 on eBay. That game is still worth money. Yes. I actually just sold, if you guys do you guys remember the PS1 Parasite Eve? You guys remember that? It was a Square game. Parasite Eve is worth like $65. Sold that this week as well. I have so much. I'm getting rid of my whole collection. Like I'm
Oh man, there's a PlayStation game I'm looking for.
What do you want? I
Uh,
may have it, dude. I'm selling like I'll tell you what. We'll talk after the show. I have a bunch here that I have, and if you want something, I'll tell you what. I will just throw you my eBay list, and then you tell me if you want it, and I'll work with you. Anyway,
Sounds good.
so that's coming to the Switch, April 6th. Adam, once again, I'll probably end up buying this because I love that game with a passion. This next story here, Anthem Next has been canceled. EA came out this week, and just I remember we talked. I believe it was just me and Adam. I don't believe Red was here. Maybe you were here. We talked about by the end of the week, EA was supposed to actually no. We were at Eric's house that week. EA was supposed to know by the end of the week whether Anthem was going to have a future or not, and they obviously do not. So yeah, the Anthem Next has been canceled.
That makes me sad.
Yeah, I wanted to see a redemption story. We seen, No Man's Sky do it. We
saw Destiny do it.
We saw Destiny, yes, but we also seen Final Fantasy 14 do it. So I love a redemption story. I rag on Anthem a lot, and when we go into a game like let's say I talked to you about Outriders and how good I like that game so far. If I would have came on this podcast this week and said, man, Outriders is giving me Anthem vibes, you are automatically going to take that as bad, right? Because that's how Anthem was taken. Anthem has turned into a meme. And I hate it because that game was, let's put it like this. In last year, Marvel's Avengers came out, right? You could play as Iron Man in that game, right? Flying around in Anthem gave better Iron Man vibes than what Marvel Avengers did. They did flying real well in that game.
So Anthem, lackluster story, lackluster combat. It was, the environment was cool looking, but none of it drew you in. But my goodness, the movement was smooth.
Let me tell you,
I didn't even do the flying one. The flying was smooth, but I did the fast super run jump ninja one, the real agile one. And my God, I found myself just when I was playing Anthem, just avoiding doing anything except for sprinting around that map, just moving because it felt so fluid.
So the thing I'll say is that the combat wasn't horrible to me. What killed me was there was no content. So after you finish, and there was no roadmap, or there was a roadmap, but they just weren't sticking to that roadmap. Yeah. And then when this came out last year, that they were going to do the 2.0 Anthem Next, if you will, they only had 30 people working on it. 30 people. I think there was a story that came out a while back. They were going to need triple that amount to end up fixing this game, and EA's just not going to do that. So yeah, it sucks. I actually was going to put my physical copy on eBay, and then decided not to because that news dropped that same day, because I was like, hey, when they sunset this game, some collector out there is going to want it. So I will just keep this, and the price will go up from $5 to eventually 40 or 50 eventually. So I'll just keep this. So yeah, that's here. I actually got that game for free from doing an EA playtest. Yeah. Spider-Man No Way Home trailer came out. Well, teaser came out, I guess, and it's going to be coming out only in theaters this Christmas. You guys excited for this one?
Yeah.
I love Spider-Man. That's because they normally drop in July, and every time they drop, that's all I tell Courtney I want to do for my birthday is just go see Spider-Man.
So
now it'll be my Christmas gift.
I'm pretty sure this is the one where I'm pretty sure that this might be the one where they start the Spider-Verse. They're going to start the Spider-Verse. I don't think it's going to be the Spider-Verse, but I think they will start it here to where you might see Andrew Garfield and you might see Tobey Maguire in here, because there's been rumors that they've been getting fitted and things like that. So that'd be cool. I want them to do that. I like Andrew Garfield a lot more than a lot of people playing Peter Parker.
I thought he did a
fine job.
Transition scene into becoming Spider-Man.
Thank you. I am so glad I am not the only person that thinks that. I think Red, we disagree on a lot of things, but that one I am so glad we agree on.
Absolutely love the scene of him freaking out because he can sense everything around him. I thought it really humanized the character.
I thought Andrew Garfield was a better Peter Parker than what people gave him. I think that I think Tom Holland is better than him and Tobey Maguire? Absolutely. I think Tom Holland is a great Peter Parker. I think he is a great Spider-Man.
I think he's the only good Spider-Man of the three.
Correct. I'm not saying Andrew Garfield is the best. I think he gets a lot of flack for shit that he shouldn't, especially, let me say this, especially when Sony owns the property. He has to do what Sony wants him to do. So that's not on him at that point. Sony made two, I'm going to say this, really bad movies. The Amazing Spider-Man and Amazing Spider-Man 2 should not have been like that. I mean, they're all three different storylines. As you know, comics go in 17 different storylines when they do things. Right. The Amazing Spider-Man is a whole different storyline than what Ultimate is and all that.
Didn't the Amazing Spider-Man drop like 6 months after Spider-Man 3?
No.
Like, there was a really close time frame between Spider-Man 3 and the Amazing Spider-Man.
It very well may have. You can check that. It very well may have. Maybe. I don't know. I just remember hating Tobey Maguire. I just remember not really liking Tobey Maguire as anything to do with Peter Parker or Spider-Man. He was just very awkward in his whole performance.
What, you telling me you didn't like
and I'm tired of seeing
Spider-Man 1 when it was the high school scene and everyone's in their like late 30s?
No, not at all. I'm also tired of seeing Uncle Ben die. Just like I'm tired of seeing Bruce Wayne's parents die. I'm tired of seeing Uncle Ben die, man. Let that man rest in peace.
So the Amazing Spider-Man came out in 2012.
Mm-hmm.
And
Spider-Man 3 came out in 2007.
Okay, so yeah, 5.
So
Yeah,
about
6 months. Yeah, about 6 months. About 6 months. Yeah. That's a little bit different of a time frame there, bud.
No, I want to say that I thought they came out like super fast, but I don't know what I'm thinking of.
Yeah. But that's good, man. We'll see how that goes. Maybe we can go do a podcast watch along with that as well.
Streaming the entire movie from the theater.
Oh, yeah, we're definitely going to jail for that. Cyberpunk 2077 is their 1.2 patch that they talked about is getting delayed to the second half of March due to the cyber attack that they had a couple weeks ago. CDPR just can't catch a break. I feel really bad for them because this one's not on them at this point. You know, they I guess their developers haven't been able to work for like 2 weeks is what the story came out to be, just because the cyber attack was that bad. Kind of feel bad for them. It's just more shit. Let me rephrase. I don't feel bad for the management because that's their fault. I feel bad for the developers that are working on this because they put their life and soul into this game and they're just getting screwed over. So I feel bad for them. But yeah, that's there for you if you're looking for that. I'm gonna wait until that game gets fully patched until I finish it.
I started playing it and like I really like some stuff, and some stuff I'm like, this needed some attention. Yeah.
Oh, once again, I go back to my quote of they should have delayed this game multiple more times, and I would have been perfectly fine with that.
I will say it is better than I thought it was, given all of the backlash that it received. When I actually sat down to play it, I was like, this isn't nearly as bad.
The game looks wonderful. Like I told you, the only couple things, and I've showed Adam this because Adam has watched a couple streams of me playing. The only stuff I was getting was T-poses and that kind of stuff. You know, I wasn't getting anything like horrible.
I haven't had a fatal crash, knock on wood. But I did have a hilarious glitch that wasn't a T-pose. And it was like one of the first missions in the game when you put the lady on the balcony.
Uh-huh.
And you turn around and the guy you're with like walks off.
Mm-hmm.
On my screen, he's like, all right, let's go. He turned around and he walked into the lockers and like phased through the lockers. And all of the stuff that's inside the lockers exploded outside of the lockers. Then he walked out of a locker and out of the room.
Oh man. And you know, the worst part about that whole situation is that that's your first experience with the game, and that fucking sucks, dude.
No, I loved that. I was dying. This dude walks straight out of a locker. It's just like this big dude. It's great.
That game is a lot more fun than what people give it. I'm just gonna wait on it. Moving on to the next thing here, something that's not too surprising to me. This is probably a me story, but for some other people too. Notre Dame will not be in EA college football until rules are changed. The new EA announced that they're bringing college football back not so long ago. and Notre Dame has decided they will not be in the game. Basically because what Notre Dame is fighting for, I don't want to say fighting for because they're also a big school, probably a corporation. I don't want to say corporation, but schools where they're going to get money out of this, and there's no telling if they're just trying to get publicity or thinking about themselves or being selfish, that type of thing. They want the students to get paid, which I agree. Students should be paid for their likeness. Students should be paid for their likeness. I agree with that. It's a thing of, I don't know if they're doing it for the right reasons, but that's not me. I guess they're doing it. They're staying out until the rules are changed. So we'll see how that goes. Yeah, we'll just see how that goes.
But come on, man. You're an up and coming student. You want to be a professional. Are you telling me, sir, you're not going to do this for the exposure? Can't I just pay you in exposure?
No, and see, that's not even the thing of where it goes, because from what I've known from what it sounds like is EA surprisingly has no issue paying the likeness. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm sure they don't want to, because then it's going to be more money. Yeah, but I think it's the NCAA is I don't want to say a horrible organization. You two are really huge sports fans, but like just the things that I've always known about the NCAA from being a sports fan, the NCAA isn't great to kids. I say kids, but I guess I can say kids because these kids are 10 years younger than me. They're not great to kids. They're not great to these students at all. It never has been. I've had friends that have played in college and their scholarships weren't the scholarships that they thought, or, there were just so many rules behind certain things, which, don't get me wrong, I fully understand the NCAA is an organization that has to look out for themselves. I understand that. Yeah, it's just a weird situation. So we'll see. I don't know where that's going to go, but we'll see. I'm happy there's a new college football game coming out. I will say that. Henry Cavill may have teased something with Mass Effect this week. He had an Instagram post up. Let me actually see. I might be able to find it. Red, will you talk a little bit about why? Did you know anything about this?
I have not, but I will just go ahead and say that, you know what? I like Henry Cavill. He's good at acting, and I like that because of his personal interests, he's getting a bunch of these roles. I think he did a real good job as Superman. And I'm not a Superman fan. I liked his portrayal. And
I like Henry Cavill a lot.
Yeah, him playing Geralt is just iconic. Like it's hard to see anyone else. Like, it's hard to go back to play The Witcher and not see Henry Cavill.
Yeah, I like Henry Cavill a lot. So I'm going to show...
Did y'all watch him build a gaming PC?
Yes.
His stream of building a game. That was so funny.
Yes. It was hilarious. I like Henry Cavill a lot, especially when he does like the certain stuff he does. Did he take it down? Did they make him take it down? They might have made him take it down. Yeah, because they very well may have made him take that down.
Please tell me his tweet was just, I'm
Here
Henry Cavill and this is my favorite shop on the Citadel.
No, here it is right here. So you guys aren't seeing the well, here.
I mean, I am on.
Oh, I guess you're seeing it on screen. So here it is right here. This is it says, so his thing is a secret project or just a handful of paper with random words on it. I guess you'll have to wait and see. Happy hump day, all. So with this, so what somebody did, as you see, the words are blurred out here on the page. There was actually a website or a news article that went in and, first of all, I want to say how smoothly this whole transition to this thing went, and I'm very excited about this, especially because it was a shit show in the beginning. But anyway, so they went in and they used some software to unblur that and made out words like Garrus and Liara and Talizora and Reaper and things of that nature. So the thing is now they're saying that there's a possibility that he has something to do with Mass Effect. So I will say, I won't be mad if Henry Cavill is in Mass Effect. I'll just say that. What do you guys think?
Part of me wants him to, play Commander Shepard. Part of me wants him to play like a completely ridiculous role.
Right. And I mean, that's
Captain Anderson.
just a random ass role for him to play there. And it's really weird because I want you to like, it looks like that. So if you look at the picture, it actually, his hair and stuff, he actually looks like he's on the Witcher set. Doing this. So that very well could be a Witcher script, but supposedly they went in and did some investigating, if you will, and did a lot of the unblurring of the words and things, and that they made out those certain words. But yeah, I'd like to see what this has to do, and I mean, we'll go from there. This was a story as it was coming out that has taught me that, once again, nothing is safe on the internet, and just because you blur something does not mean it's not going to show. So yeah, that is a thing. Another thing I learned this week. So that was pretty cool. But anyway, EA is changing development on Dragon Age 4 to single player only with the failure of Anthem. So Dragon Age 4 was supposed to be Red, we were actually in your Discord talking to one of your Dungeons and Dragons, your D&D buddies about this.
Yeah.
This is a good thing. This is something that should have been the start this is something that should have been done from the start. Dragon Age is a single player series. I don't care what anybody has to say. It should not be a multiplayer series. Should not have anything. Go ahead.
If they can take it out of the engine that it's been in.
Frostbite. Yeah. It should be. Here's my whole thing about Frostbite, and I've told Eric this, and I think Eric partially agrees with me because Eric did work at EA at one time. I don't understand why hold on, I do. They paid money to have Frostbite built. I understand why Frostbite is there. Frostbite was built by DICE for first-person shooters. And then ever since they started putting games into Frostbite, we've seen that it's horrible. And then when we seen Respawn go out, and I know, Red, you don't enjoy this game, but Respawn went out and made Jedi Fallen Order in Unreal 4, it went a lot better. Development went better. The game was better. It was playable. Well, I'm not saying other games weren't playable, but the games were broken half the time. But there, you hear stories all the time about how developers just, like, for instance, Dragon Age Inquisition won Game of the Year 2015. The developers at BioWare were like, yeah, I've read stories from Jason Schreier about how people hope that game failed. Like, the developers hope that game failed. That way EA might pull Frostbite from them. I
don't remember what came out in 2015, but God, Inquisition couldn't have been.
2014, because I believe Game of the Year 2015 was The Witcher 3. So 2020, it was 2014, I believe. I don't think there was a lot in 2014. I think that's another showing of what came out that year. Yeah, that's another showing of that. So yeah, we'll see. I'm happy. I hope Dragon Age 4 is good for everybody that loves Dragon Age.
Dragon Age series. I will get the next one and play the next one. I was let down by Inquisition, so I'm hoping that 4 is going to be better, and I'm genuinely excited that they're moving in what I feel is the right direction for the game.
Right. Yeah. I mean,
Game of the Year nominees for 2014 were Bayonetta 2, Dark Souls 2, Hearthstone, and Shadow of Mordor.
God, there were no real good games in.
No, there weren't.
Oh.
Ooh. Yeah.
I understand Dark Souls not winning a Game of the Year. Dark Souls is never going to win a Game of the Year.
Well, actually, I would have said if anything would have won a Game of the Year, I would have said that Bloodborne would have probably been the closest. Yeah. Just because of how, like, it is, type situation. Yeah. Or how everybody, like, loves Bloodborne.
Mm-hmm.
So I would have said that. But
free on the PS5 with the PS Plus collection.
Yes, it is actually. And does that run at 60 on the PS5 yet, or did they? What did they say that? Do you know?
Checking now.
Adam, you gotta let me know if there's a comment on Facebook. I don't know if I told you or not, but I can't see the comments.
Oh, I thought you could. I'm sorry.
I know I can't see the comments on that side, but I seen it. You're good. You're fine. I seen it.
Gotcha.
You sitting here ignoring everyone?
Yeah. Well, there was only one. It was just a family member of mine came on and said something. But
I'm sorry. I thought you said you had all your stuff on Restream.
No, you're good. I do. So I can see Twitch chat and I can see YouTube chat, but I cannot see Facebook chat for some reason. Yeah, I can't see it. Yeah.
Okay.
Hey,
quick once over. It looks like people are still saying that it's still locked to 30 frames.
Still locked to 30? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's good to know. I am very surprised they have not done a PC port of that game yet.
Yeah.
That still surprises me. But I guess, yeah. From has not been known to do that type of stuff a lot anyway. Next story here, EA cancels Gaia. This was a game by EA Motive that we seen at EA Play last year, I believe. It was a
Is that the Wind one?
No, this game's been in development for 5 years, dude, and it hasn't. It I guess they still couldn't. I'm gonna say, quote unquote, find the fun, and that's kind of why it got canned, I guess. But I don't know, man. It's a weird situation. It's just another game that's canceled. So yeah, we'll go with that. Another canceled EA game. So you know how EA is, man. Find the fun.
Yep.
And that's kind of why
where was I going?
I was going somewhere with that, and I don't remember. That's kind of why it got. Why am I getting? Oh, that's why I'm getting that. That's my own fault. Sorry, guys. You hear a little echo there. It's my fault. Next thing here, there's a Halo TV series. The Halo TV series is finally, it looks like it's getting made, and it's going to be moved to Paramount Plus, which got announced this week. You may have seen some things like the Rugrats reboot that's coming out to Paramount Plus. A couple of things are going to be out, and I think there was a new Ed, Edd n Eddy they had talked about that might be coming there, which looked horrible. The Halo TV series is going to be coming here, though. This is a thing where it'll be there when I'll believe it when I see it. The Halo TV series has been talked about for way too long.
There was a Halo like mini series, wasn't there?
Yes, there was.
Movie?
Yes, there was, and it was. I think that was Firepoint, maybe. What was
something like that? I remember watching. I remember enjoying it. Like it was well done.
So you want to know who's playing Master Chief?
Are we gonna see their face?
You're gonna know. No, I would actually love that. You're gonna know who's playing. I think it's gonna be a Mandalorian situation, where you're not gonna see the face, but I mean, maybe, possibly. So have you ever watched? Let me see. Have you ever watched? What's the word I'm looking for? Have you ever watched Orange Is the New Black?
Like no. 2 episodes.
So you guys have never seen Orange Is the New Black?
No.
I think this is the right guy. Let me make sure. Hold on, give me a second. I am talking to you, trying to figure out if this is the right guy. Nope. Hold on one second.
That's totally fine. I'm enjoying watching Adam like stutter his way through
the whole time. Yeah, it's hilarious. I love it. So the Orange Is the New Black has a dude that's named they call him Pornstash. The character's name is, let me find it here. I'm trying to remember what the dude's name is.
That's a fun thing to Google.
No, I definitely didn't do that. I just Orange Is the New Black cast was what I put in there. And I can't remember the dude's name. It's Pablo. I think it's Pablo. I think it might be his dude's name. I'm trying to figure this out here.
Yes, Pablo Schreiber.
I don't think that's the right dude, because there was a, hold on, let me see here. Orange Is the New Black. Fuck. Of course, nothing wants to work like I want it to.
Yes.
Is that the same guy?
It's this guy. It's Pablo Schreiber. SCHREIBER.
Pablo Schreiber. Okay, so that's the guy that's playing Master Chief. I didn't know if I watched that.
He also played in 13 Hours, Den of Thieves, and Old Boy.
Yes, so there you go. So that's the guy that's playing Master Chief. That dude, if you look on that dude's Instagram, man, that dude is freaking ripped. Like he is ripped. He's huge. So that'd be pretty cool. So there's that. We'll see that when it comes out. This week, PS5 VR was basically announced. It won't be around for a while, but we'll see where that comes. If we're naming that PSVR 2 or whatever we're calling that, we'll see.
They're gonna switch the S in PSVR to just a 5.
PS5 or P5 VR. Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me, but that's good. I'm glad for other people. I guess they're going to a single cord kind of thing, where Adam, you're the person that's had PSVR out of the 3 of us here, so you probably remember there was a lot of setup there, cords going everywhere, blah blah. This is going to be a single cord experience, which I guess still kind of sucks, but one cord I guess is better than 17. It's going to be a straight USB-C from the headset into a USB-C into the front of the end of the PS5. So yeah, there's that. So we'll see. That's going to be
there
pretty cool.
won't be a processing unit.
I believe it's going to process straight through the. This is what they said from right now, and this is all early. But I guess it's supposed to work directly into the to just work directly off the PS5. Yeah. Another update. PS5 expandable storage upgrade is going to be coming this summer. For those of you that know, you'll be able to do the you'll be able to pretty much put an M.2 drive into your the recommended M.2 drives that Sony. I think you'll be able to put whatever you want to, but I believe Sony's going to give you some recommended drives that would work. And they're going to be probably around the $200, $220 range, probably for a terabyte, I wouldn't doubt. So just so we're clear about that. Next one here, Japan Studio has been reorganized into other studios, into Sony, and then the main one here that they say is Asobi. If you're not clear with who Japan Studio is, they made games like The Legend of Dragoon, Dark Cloud 2. I believe they made Demon Souls. I think they made, if I remember right, they made Ape Escape. They made Ape Escape and all those kind of like Tokyo Jungle and then Gravity Rush. What was the other one they made? What was that? Parappa the Rapper. If we go back to there, Japan Studio has been around for a long time. And Asobi is the creator of, this is what I was talking about earlier when I said we'll talk about this later. Asobi is the creator of Astrobot. So I'm pretty excited that they're going to get some more developers over there to work on that game because I love Astrobot and I want them to make more Astrobot. We will go with that. Yeah, I think that's going to be amazing. So we'll see how that goes. It sucks to see another studio go under that's been made some of my games that I've loved over the past. But, if it means that more games have to come out that I do love, like Astrobot, I'm cool with that. State of Play, guys. Did you guys happen to watch State of Play? No,
I was working.
Okay, I watched it right before work. So I'll talk a little bit about. We seen some. There was some news about Crash 4 getting its Crash Bandicoot 4 getting its PS5 update on March 12th at 4K 60. They showed a little bit of Returnal gameplay, which that game. Let me tell you, looks great. It's coming out April 30th. It's the game from Housemarque. The game looks great, but man, it's just not. I don't know if that's gonna do me very well. It's Let me throw you this. Red.
Mm-hmm.
Watch the Returnal gameplay that came out of this State of Play. This might be a game for you.
What's really funny is I put it on my my fantasy league.
Well, okay.
Without knowing anything about it, I was just like, no, I'll just throw this on there.
So this looks like a game for you. It looks like it's going to be the whole. So after the show, we'll watch the trailer together. Unless you want me to pull some up now? I can probably pull some up now.
Nah, it's fine. We'll watch it after the show.
I was gonna say, I could probably pull some gameplay up now and show you what I'm talking about. If you want me to. Okay, we'll watch it after the show. But you'll see what I'm talking about. It kind of has that if you die, you lose stuff type feeling. So it has that Souls type thing that I think you'll like. So we'll watch it after the show.
All those consequences.
Yeah, there you go. They showed a little bit from Knockout City, which we seen that in the direct last week. That's the dodgeball type game. It looked fun. I don't remember. Is that an EA game? I don't remember if that's an EA game or not. I don't remember. But anyway, I showed a game called Sifu, which looked amazing. Y'all need to watch this trailer. This game looked great. God, this game looks so good. I don't really know how to explain it besides I'm going to read this little bit. An announcement for a new game up next, and it's looking sweet. Sifu is a brutal brawler that gives off some serious Old Boy and John Wick vibes, which the John Wick stuff I can definitely see. There wasn't a great information given about Sifu, but the combat looked good. You need to watch that. It's interactable and destructible environments. It kind of reminds me of you guys. Did you guys watch Daredevil on? Or actually, perfect.
The first season.
Did you guys watch John Wick?
Yeah.
Imagine John Wick in a hallway fighting like 25 people and killing all 25 of those people. That was Sifu.
John Wick.
Yes, that was Sifu. The game looked great. We'll watch that after the show as well. They showed a little bit of Solar Ash. This was the lead up to what's the game called? Hyper Light Drifter, or the sequel, if you will, to Hyper Light Drifter. Five Nights at Freddy's. They showed Security Breach. They showed some of that. Oddworld Soulstorm for PS5 and PS4. They showed that. Also, I believe it's going to release on PS5 because it's going to release August 20 or is it August 24th? I believe it's going to release, or no, I'm sorry. It's releasing April 6th. It's going to be free on PlayStation Plus for PS5 members only in the month of April. So that's pretty cool that we'll be getting that for free. I'm liking that Sony is starting to release some of this stuff day and date on PS Plus for free. I'm liking that because that gives us more games to play. One that I was looking forward to and probably will hurt me and Adam, which it did hurt my feelings a little bit, but it's okay. I understand. Kena Bridge of Spirits got a release date, and it's way farther out than what we expected. We expected it to be March. August 24th is what we're getting for that. So August 24th will be the release date of that. It kind of hurts my feelings, but I understand. Take as long as you need. That game looks amazing because it looks like a straight up Pixar movie. And I love every single bit of that. Dude, tell me I'm wrong. Tell me that does not look like a straight up Pixar. It looks so great. They showed some more about Deathloop. Deathloop's going to be launching on the 21st of May. It'll be a PS5 exclusive, which is going to be funny because I want to know if this is going to have a Microsoft logo on the box, seeing that they own Bethesda now. That's going to be funny, but we'll see how that goes. And then the last thing they talked about was Final Fantasy VII Remake Intergrade. Let me tell you, as a fan of the Kingdom Hearts series and all of the naming conventions of Kingdom Hearts, when I seen this name, that was a thing of like, yep, that's Square. That's Square. that's definitely a Square game. But this looked good. So this is going to be based around, you guys, I don't remember. Have y'all played, do y'all have any affinity for Final Fantasy VII like I do? No? Okay.
Not like you.
Nah.
Yuffie,
I was really into 9.
Me too. Me as well. Yuffie is 9 should get remade. Yuffie is this is going to be this is going to be based around Yuffie basically. It's coming out on June 10th for PS5, which is also when the PS5 update and upgrade for Final Fantasy VII Remake is going to be out. You know what killed me about this? So this is a DLC. This is a DLC spin-off, right? Mm-hmm. Intergrade is. You want to take a guess at what the price is on this?
$60.
$69.99. When I seen that price tag, that was a thing of like, this motherfucker better be 40 hours. 40 or 50. This better be a 50-hour fucking DLC.
Just 2 of 3?
It better be. Like, no. This can't be part 2. Like, this can't be part 2. There's no way. Because Yuffie didn't come around until later in the game. So, unless they're changing stuff around, which they could be, but I feel like they would also do that as Final Fantasy VII Remake Part 2, I believe is what they would do for that. Yeah, that kills me. There was some other news this week, like Square is launching a mobile game that is like Final Fantasy VII, that is going to be just all of Final Fantasy VII into a small mobile game on mobile. That you can just go get that storyline in a small mobile game. Kind of like what they did with Final Fantasy 15 Pocket Edition. It's going to have like the chibi type characters and things like that. I believe that they also said there was also something else that came out. I think they're doing like a Final Fantasy Battle Royale. I think it's coming out. That might be on mobile. I don't remember, but I did read that they announced that. It's going to be a fun experience to see this type of stuff, and we'll see where that goes. And the last story we have here is there was a Pokemon Presents this week. We got the announcements of Pokemon Brilliant Diamond and Brilliant Pearl, or Shiny Pearl, which are the Diamond and Pearl remakes that we have been hearing about for a while. Those will be out. Did they get a release date for that?
Late 2021.
That's what we got for that. Was late 2021.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, right. So late 2021 is when we'll get that. Those are gonna be $59.99 remakes. Those are full remakes. I like the art styles, and what they did with that was cute. I was expecting them to go more of the Let's Go, but they look good. I was expecting them to go more Let's Go stuff, but I definitely like the remakes of that. Also, if you didn't know, and the reason they probably look like that is because this wasn't Game Freak that worked on it. This is Ilka Inc. is or who these games are being made by, which I'm not sure who they are, but they are working with the original director. I guess they've worked on Yakuza 0 and Nier Automata. So they've supported those titles.
That's a freaking... Oh my god.
Yeah, when I just seen that, I was like, oh, okay. I guess they have supported those titles, not made them, supported them. So we'll see where that goes. Those are gonna be good. I didn't really play Diamond and Pearl. I'll probably play these, so we'll see where that goes.
Yep.
They showed
Diamond and Pearl was the last series that I played
played. Okay.
It was Gen 4. It's actually the only generation I've not played through completion. Fun little hot take. I hated it. I took the game out, I put the game down. I was like, I don't like this.
So
and
I
walked away from it.
I hear a lot of people don't like Diamond and Pearl, but then I hear a lot of people do like Diamond and Pearl.
Yeah, it's a bunch of people's. It's apparently either the one that you're like, oh, this is the best Pokemon game, or you're the one that is just like, this is a terrible Pokemon game.
So
I'm gonna pick it up. I'm gonna play it though. I'm excited. It looks real cool.
If you want a hot take from me is, I don't think Sword and Shield were that bad. Personally, I think Sword and Shield were good. I
think Sword and Shield would have been better without if you could disable the XP share.
I can't get with that. I disagree totally. I think XP share is a wonderful thing. I think XP share needs to be there, especially for, I hate saying this and people are going to think I'm wrong. I think it needs to be there because once again, please remember, Nintendo does not cater to adults, right?
No.
We are not the audience for Nintendo. Or actually, we're not the audience for Game Freak, because Game Freak's not even part of Nintendo. I keep forgetting that. They're their own company. So we're not the audience for that. The children are. And I think it's great for kids. I don't get me wrong. Did I grow up with XP share? No, because I grew up with Pokemon Blue, Yellow, Blue, Red, Yellow, Gold, Silver, Diamond, or Pearl, all those. Not Diamond, Pearl, but Crystal. Crystal was one thing. Crystal was the last full Pokemon game I played. And they're not catering to us, man. They're catering to kids. And XP share, I think, is a good thing for them.
Let the kids learn.
Man, no. I think let the kids play is a perfect situation. My daughter is able to play that and able to you're still only able to level 6 Pokemon, dude. Think about it. You can still only have a party of 6. Adam, are we in agreement that
correct me if I'm
XP share is a cool thing?
I like it because I'm a fucking simp and I enjoy having to have to grind out all my Pokemon to high levels.
Yes.
I'm not saying take it away. I'm saying give you the option to take it off.
Why? Why? You only want to level 1? You literally want to grind out one Pokemon for 75 hours?
Because previous games allowed you to not use the XP share, and it made it more difficult.
Oh, wow.
It made it so that you weren't...
the X and Y is when they brought in the XP share to your entire party.
To the entire party, yeah.
Right, yeah. And then that followed along with... Because my first XP share game was... Let's Go games, right? Because the Let's Go games had XP share. That was my first actual...
No, there was...
It's technically they were in red, blue, and yellow, but
that
it was a...
No, well, I mean, but you had to have...
one Pokemon.
Right.
It was a single item, you gave it to a Pokemon.
Right, but what I mean by the whole party, not everybody's, my first XP share game was Let's Go. And I like it, man, just because, but I'm also not a Pokemon... I am not the audience. I am not a Pokemon... what's the word I'm looking for here? Aficionado, if you will. I'm not a person that's only playing Pokemon games. I'm not a person that's going to drop 400 or 500, 600 hours into Pokemon. That's not me. I am there to play the story. I'm there to enjoy. I'm there to collect my monsters. I'm there to enjoy all that. Yeah, that's just not me. So, but I see where you're coming from, because I do see a lot of Pokemon purists want that, because that is a thing that's always talked about. Once again, I just have to remind you, they don't cater to us. They don't cater,
that's true. It's understandable. And I used to put a ton of time into Pokemon games, and once all the constant EXP share came out, I've put less and less time.
Yeah. And Pokemon Sword and Shield are great games. They really are. Yeah. Pokemon Sword, I like the Gigantamax thing. I like a lot. I think that was a cool. The raid stuff, I like. I think that stuff was cool. Being able to play with friends and being able to do that kind of stuff is cool. If Nintendo's internet was better, like because I mean, if you guys haven't done that in a while, when you're playing Sword and Shield, you were literally getting single frame digits on that online stuff. So, yeah. But I mean, I think it's gonna be. We'll see. We'll see how it is. Pokemon Snap got a new trailer. It's more Pokemon Snap. Looks fun. We'll be able to see that here, Adam, couple days, right?
I'm sorry, what was that?
Couple days for Pokemon Snap, right?
Not that long.
April, right?
March, I want to say
March or April, one of them two.
I thought it was mid-March.
It's March or April, one of them two. And then we got the last thing we got to see was the open world Pokemon Legends Arceus. April 30th, thank you. The last thing we got was the open world Pokemon game they showed was Pokemon Legends Arceus, was announced for early 2022. I think this is what everybody that played Pokemon as a child, or as all of us, because I would say that the three of us are in the generation of when Pokemon started, right? You would agree with that, right?
Yeah.
So, we're in that generation, and I think watching that trailer was the thing that I said, this is what I've wanted since I was a kid. I wanted to go around and do this and do that. And, I seen some Breath of the Wild stuff in there with the rolling, with the, dude, it looked, the art style looked a lot like Breath of the Wild. I think it's going to be cool. We haven't seen much of it. I'm actually going to do something right now. Y'all go ahead and talk a little bit about it.
I walked away from that trailer in love with that trailer. And I people have been complaining about oh, it looks so empty, the frame rates are dropping, and you know what? I'm not playing a Switch game for the graphics and for the frame rate and for that. I'm playing it for the game. Right. And Legend of Zelda is empty, but it's designed to be empty.
Right. I love the Pokeballs had little latches on them to lock them in place.
Right.
It just shows you how old this is.
Yeah, it's supposed to be the ancient times, they came out and they're it's not feudal Japan. Yeah, it's feudal Sinnoh.
It's feudal Sinnoh, which is I'm showing a little bit of the
it's designed to be Heartland Japan.
Yeah, I'm showing a little bit of the art style here and watching the gameplay, and so it looks like you're gonna have from what they were saying a hub world, a home base. Yeah.
Super excited to grow a home base. I hope they let you build up that city.
Right, and what's pretty cool is you see rolling through here with
right there,
bam, your open world catching. And the battles. Even the battles. Normally when you go into a battle, it does that splash screen, and then you go into the battle and do the thing.
So
go ahead.
So I had a guy tell me, he's oh, I hate that you can just throw a Pokeball at a Pokemon and catch it. I had to look at him and be bro, they did that in the show. You could do that in the current games. Yep. You just show up, throw a Pokeball, and hope you catch it.
I hate to tell you, but if you've ever played Pokemon Go, what do you think happens in Pokemon Go, my friend? You literally are walking up to a Pokemon and throwing something at it.
I like that they're making contact with each other now.
Yeah, it's cool. This looks great. I don't get why people don't think this looks good. This looks wonderful. I think it's going to be a very cool thing. They showed. I'm trying to see if there's any more. How much longer is this guy? I think they showed
done.
This is it's about done because this is Arceus, I believe, is what they're showing. Because Arceus was the mythical Pokemon in that, right?
Yep.
Because this is he was in that was because Sinnoh is Gen 4.
Sinnoh's 4, yeah. So we're getting a Gen 4 remake, and we're getting a new game set in the Gen 4 landscape.
Okay.
My one dumb critique, because I've always got a dumb critique. No, one dumb critique is
yes you do.
The lady is dressed as a ninja. The guy is dressed as a ninja with the same hat that they're wearing generations later. The hat doesn't match the art style. I wish they had given the guy a different hat.
Yeah, and well, also, and it's supposed to be didn't they say it's supposed to be 100 years or something like that? It's supposed to be multiple.
They said this is a story from long ago.
They said it's supposed to be multiple years beforehand or something like that is what they're showing.
Ancient times.
Yeah. Okay. Well,
everyone's living in wood buildings.
Well, that's gonna be fun, man. We'll see where that goes. before we get off here and before we sign off, Red, I wanted to do this just because I wanted to pull something up for you. I want to pull up a little bit of, we can talk over it, of course. I want to pull up a little bit of Returnal gameplay for you. I know we said we were going to do it after the show, but I just wanted to pull up a little bit so that people could see as well. Kind of what we're looking at here. So supposedly you crash landed onto another world. You see that there's a bunch of dashing around here. I don't even know. Should I push? I guess I can push out sound. I guess it's not going to hurt nothing. I'll turn it down a little bit. But a lot of dashing. I mean, you'll see she dies in a minute, and then when she goes down, I don't really know if it, like, they don't really show if it respawns or, but it's kind of,
no matter what the circumstances are. Death is only the beginning.
I don't see, it's almost like she kind of respawns, right? It's kind of what it seems like, and she goes back. It's almost like a time loop kind of thing.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, there you go. Every time you die and restart, the world changes.
Locations and in differing numbers, so you have to think fast and adapt. Here you can see.
Yeah, so for audio listeners here, we're watching a little bit of the Returnal gameplay.
This is one of many.
If you didn't see anything of it, the game looks great. Like it like visually looks amazing. I just don't think this is gonna be a for me thing. But just to show you a little bit of, gameplay there. Well, actually, here's some augments. I forgot. I should probably let this play a little bit. Here's some augments that they're showing. You'll be able to get like I think that one was like 10% damage there. You'll be able to do like some all kinds of stuff supposedly, and the weapons look great. Let's see if I can show a little bit past here. Yeah, see, here's some stuff that they're throwing, like thriller. I guess you're going back. This is some of the narrative. Going into a house. I don't know. Like this game, I still don't know what this game is. Like this right here was very
Silent
gave
Hill.
me. Yeah, yes, Silent Hill PT vibes is what that gave me almost immediately. So, yeah, that's that. So that looks, when I seen that, I was like, man, this looks like a game for Devin. So, all right, guys. Well, I think that's really going to end us out for the show. Thank you everybody that's came by and seen us, which is all three of you, but we really appreciate all of you. We'll be back probably starting next week. Normally we record at 8 a.m. This is a little bit later for us, which has been great because it was good to sleep in.
Yeah.
So when we'll try and put that out there that we're going to be recording a little bit earlier or a little bit later or a little bit earlier on those days. Just keep updates, and for those of you on YouTube and all that, if you want to check us out, please keep updated. You can subscribe and hit the bell, or whatever the kids say nowadays. It will keep you updated on when we are going live. And same thing with Twitch. If you can subscribe, whatever, you'll see us every Sunday. We're going to try and do this more. This actually surprisingly worked out not too horrible. I want to give myself a little pat on the back for producing this and hosting this at the same time. Good job, Michael. Thank you. Appreciate that. I got a golf clap. That's about all I ever get from these guys.
You got a woohoo.
Okay. I'm sorry. I got a woohoo and a golf clap. Let me tell you, the producing and hosting a podcast at the same time is a lot harder than it looks. But anyway, it's a lot of shit going on two screens. I was actually telling Adam, I was like, I think a third monitor might be coming soon. So we'll see where that goes. But all right, guys. Well, you guys got anything to say before we get out of here?
No.
Anything? No, nothing. Not a goodbye. You don't even want to tell the people bye. Jesus, you're an asshole.
Like, no, leave,
No.
quit. I'm
No.
out. Click.
Fuck you, people. All right, guys. Well, y'all go ahead and tell bye to the people, and let us get out of here.
Bye to the people.
Oh, well, okay, all right. Devin, tell everybody bye.
It's been a fun time, folks. Join us next week. Bye.
Okay, Devin's hosting from now on. Guys, once again. Go ahead.
I was gonna say Adams was so impersonal. I just felt like I had a big up for it.
Hey, I'm proud of you.
Trying to keep
Why do
those
you
six
think
people
I made
around.
mine so impersonal?
I'm proud of you. Remember, this is Adam's podcast, so
It is.
Yes.
it is.
Don't you forget it.
I try not to. I'm a slave to the system. Hey, everybody, thanks for watching again. And yeah, we'll see you guys next week. Peace.
Bye.